Have you ever wondered what would happen if you went to Tokyo and used the restroom, and when you come out everyone is gone, and you are forced to play sadistic games until you die, or not play and still die? Welcome to Alice in Borderland. Admit it, you would probably like it. The story starts with our main character, the antisocial gamer, the sexy bartender that has no problem sleeping with another man's girlfriend, and lastly, the religious boy with plenty of childhood trauma. Oh, Mama, what's she doing with the religious man? Oh, don't worry, sweetie. She's being purified. At this point, I'm thinking they must have traveled to another parallel universe, opposed to their thinking that everyone disappeared. But if that's true, why does it look like all the cars from Reality 1 teleported over here? Did the cars just vanish in the previous reality? That must have been weird and very tragic for the guy driving on the highway. So long story short, they discovered they were the only ones left in the city, celebrates, then go on towards this suspicious light which is obviously not a trap. What's the worst that can happen, right? They went into a building, found some phones, and met two more people, the conniving looking lady and the schoolgirl. Honestly guys, she looks like I would have issues trusting her even with my socks. Their phone turns on and it tells them that they're playing the 3 of clubs, which is later revealed to be the difficulty and the genre of the game. We're also revealed that once you enter the arena, lasers will literally put a hole through your head if you try to escape. They have no choice but to proceed upstairs. Once they exit the elevator, they're given the choice between 2 doors. One says to live and the other says to die. Now I'm not an expert at puzzle games, but even I know not to take this at face value. At this point, the group is not taking this seriously at all, except for, strangely, the conniving lady. The religious boy even takes out a phone and starts recording for fun, although what he's doing will later prove to be very, very useful. The timer begins to tick down and they only have 2 minutes to choose. The atmosphere soon changes when gas starts coming into the room through the floor vent, and the conniving lady does what she does best and tricks the schoolgirl into opening the live door, which resulted ironically in her death. They rush towards the other door and slams it shut as the flames appear. They blame the conniving lady for being too conniving, but it doesn't help. They only have 1 minute 50 seconds this time, and the clock is ticking. Our antisocial gamer tries to open the death door and beat luck, but finds his legs shaky and unable to complete the deed. Only if being a keyboard warrior gave me actual courage, but our sexy bartender managed to conjure enough courage to open the live door, and he insists that they take turns in the future. Looks like all those years of banging other people's wife gave him more than just getting laid. The bartender was not only good looking but also very lucky as he opened the correct door with blind luck. The conniving lady tries to use her female assets to not open doors. This might work on our gamer and religious virgin, but not on our dashing bartender who's figuratively slayed countless vixens. He throws her at the door, but she still refuses. Looks like she's not just conniving, but also a coward. He turns his attention to the gamer and forces him to solve the puzzle. The bartender gave him a little nudge to help him with the thinking process, and it made him have a Sherlock Holmes moment of deduction. Through an unlikely combination of memories and details, the gamer figured out that the rooms are square and there are a total of 9 rooms by using the length of the BMW parked outside. What? I mean, I get the logic, but to combine all the information in such a way? I guess he's the One Punch Man of this universe, except he gets punched once and beats the game, LOL. However, when they get to the last room, they are faced with a contradiction. One door led to the outside, which cannot be the correct path. The other led to the room which the schoolgirl was killed, and also cannot be correct. This did not hinder our gamer though, as he looked at the video taken by the religious boy of when the schoolgirl was killed, and saw that there were no doors in that room. This must mean that that room was not square, thus there must be a small hallway beside it. They rushed through the door and into the hallway and were presented with 2 more doors with an exit sign on one of them, clearly present to trick them as it led to the second trap room. They went through the correct door together, but not before our religious boy got his leg barbecued. At last they made it into safety, and the conniving lady thanked them connivingly, which the boy naively accepts. Don't think, however, for a moment that she has changed her ways. They proceed down towards a car present on the table, the 3 of clubs. Their phone light up and added 3 days of visa into their system. What? This means they must no longer be in Japan despite how similar it may look. Their celebration was disturbed by a bloody man who shouts that his visa expires today and he will not play the game anymore. You guessed it right, he gets a laser through the skull. The camera pans towards a citywide shot where numerous lasers descend, while a sporty female onlooker stares gravely. There are only two things for sure. The conniving lady will remain conniving, and the sporty female is set up as our gamer's future girlfriend. A thought that has bothered me after watching this episode is whether or not they could have solved this game without casualties. In other words, was it possible for them to not rely on any luck? My conclusion is that it was impossible, at least not for the first two rooms. This is because both trap rooms could have led directly to the small room where the exit was located, but did not. You can only begin to figure out the correct path at the third room if three correct assumptions were made. 1. All rooms must only have 2 doors. 2. All doors to the exterior walls are false. 3. Doors that lead towards the trap rooms are also false. At the last room, it looked like the second rule conflicted with the third rule. However, that was not the case, since it did not lead back to the trap room but instead led to the small room beside it. Although I don't like the idea, it looked like the first 2 rooms required an element of luck no matter what the characters did. So what do you guys think about my theories for the first episode of Alice